Good morning children, welcome to the class. So in last class we discussed about the Newton's first law of motion. Okay, so once we will remember about that Newton's first law of motion. So Newton's first law always says that what will happens to an object when no net force act on any object. Okay, if you are not applying any force on any object, then what will be happens to an object, that should be always explained by the Newton's first law of motion. And according to this here, we discussed already about the inertia also. Okay, so inertia is nothing but the force which should be always inertia is an force which should always opposes the change in the position of the object. Okay, so actually here we have the inertia of the object also. Here we have two types children, one is the static inertia and second one is the dynamic inertia. So static inertia means whenever the object is in rest, it should be always wants to be in rest, that is the static inertia. And dynamic inertia means whenever the object should be is in motion, means is in movement, so the object should be always wants to be in the same motion only, so that should be the dynamic inertia. And finally here you see inertia should be always depending upon the mass of the object. Inertia is always depends upon the mass of the object. So the object which one has the more mass, it has more inertia. Okay, so this is about the Newton's first law children. So today we are going to discuss about the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so here you see children, Newton's second law explains us what happens to an object when non-zero net force acts on it. Okay, Newton's second law explains us what happens to an object when non-zero net force means some force we have to apply on the object. Okay, then what will happens to the object? So whenever we are applying some force on any object, if it is in rest, it will be changes its position. If whenever we are applying some force on the object, if it is in motion, that should be comes to rest. So anyway it will changes its position. Okay. So here you see children, thus we can say that force is an action which produces the acceleration always. So by using the force, the object should be always changes its position. So that should be, that change will be nothing but called as the acceleration. So a non-zero net force acting on a body disturbs the state of equilibrium. A non-zero net force acting on a body disturbs the state of equilibrium. Now we are going to discuss about the Newton's second law means nothing but the acceleration. What is the acceleration and how it will be acts on the object. Okay, so before going to know about the acceleration, here we have to learn about the momentum. So what is momentum? Momentum is nothing but momentum is the product of two forces children. Those will be mass and velocity of the object. So the product of mass and velocity is called as the momentum. Okay, so it can be stated as mass in motion, as all the objects have some mass. If an object is in motion, then it acquires some momentum. So whenever anyway we know this, all the objects have some mass, and whenever the object is in motion, then it will acquire some momentum. Okay, so that's why momentum is an vector quantity. Why? Because it is a product of velocity and mass children. So we already know velocity is the vector quantity, so that's why momentum is also a vector quantity. Okay, so the SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second or Newton second. Kilogram meter per second or Newton second. Okay, another one important thing here we have to know by using this activity 4 and 5 children. See, activity 4 you see here. So larger the net force, greater the acceleration. Gently push a block of ice on a smooth surface and observe how the object speeds up. In other words, how it accelerates. So we have to use the same force on one ice cube which will be there on the smooth surface, and we have to observe the acceleration. Means acceleration is nothing but the movement of the ice cube. And second, activity 5, you see, larger the mass, smaller the acceleration. Okay, here again we have to apply some force on a ice block. It undergoes some acceleration. Now take a block of ice with greater mass, but apply almost the same force on ice block which has greater mass and observe the acceleration. Okay, here they are taken in activity 5, they are taken two ice blocks, which is one is the having lesser mass and second one is having the greater mass than the first one, and we have to apply the same forces on these two ice blocks. Then if you observe, the ice block which is having the more mass, it should be moves very little when compared to the smaller one. Okay, so finally we can understand here the acceleration of the object should be depends upon the mass and the velocity also, mass and velocity. And here you see children, finally we can observe this momentum is a product of mass and velocity. Momentum is a product of mass and velocity, so it is a vector quantity. Okay, so Atwood machine is the best example to explain the Newton's second law of motion. Okay, so this is about the Newton's second law of motion, children. And in this one, who have the textbooks, you can have this. So here they are given one, here you see children, they are given one formula, see this one. So according to the Newton's principle, second law states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is, the rate of change of momentum is of an object is always proportional to the net force, always proportional to the net force applied on the object in the direction of net force. So finally here we are getting F is equal to ma formula. F is equal to ma. Actually here F net means total net force, how much net force we are applying on the object, that should be always equals to mass and acceleration, mass into acceleration. So this acceleration we already know. So acceleration is nothing but the speed of change in the position of the object, and m is nothing but the mass. Okay, so the above formula says that the net force produces acceleration in a body is always in the direction of a force only. So acceleration of the object should be always there in the position. In which direction it will be there? So in which direction we are applying the net force, in the same direction only the acceleration of the object also will be there. Okay, means in which direction we are applying force, on that particular direction only the object should be accelerates. That acceleration is nothing but the movement. Okay, so this is about the Newton's second law, children, and in the next class we'll go for the Newton's third law. But in the textbook, according to the Newton's second law, they are given so many examples also, children. So these all you have to practice. Okay, so Newton's third law will go for the next class. Okay, so today your CW will be, if you already complete these keywords in this lesson, you can go for the question and answers. Okay, so whoever not completed the keywords in this Newton's laws of motion, first you complete the keywords and go for the questions, children. First you should write, all of you, 1 to 6 questions you can write as the CW. Okay, 1 to 6 questions write as the CW, and HW HW should be write the keywords. Okay, so questions write CW write the questions 1 to 6, and HW should be write the keywords one time. Okay, keywords here they are given: laws of motion, inertia, mass, linear momentum, conservation of momentum, impulsive force. These you can write as the homework. And your CW, again I am telling, 1 to 6 questions you should write. And in a CW, first you complete the keywords. Whoever not completed the keywords, first you complete the keywords and go for the question and answers. Okay, and today's HW will be write the keywords as one time, and everybody should read these keywords also. Very very important keywords, children. These all will be okay. So this is the today's class, and in next class we'll go for the Newton's third law of motion. Okay.